This is in relation to a particular database called Professional Services Automation. I will be referring to it as PSA. I won't keep repeating the full name, but just to make sure that everybody is aware of that, I just wanted to raise that now. And then I will leave you with a checklist, which is something that we've put together through our experiences with privacy by design and generally our compliance programs within IMS, that you can just go take back to your organisations. And if you are doing a compliance project or you've been asked to advise on a new process or database or system, it is quite a useful checklist. It's not definitive, you may have things that you'd like to add to it yourselves, but it certainly is a good starting point that can help you if you've not really thought about practically implementing privacy by design within your organisations. Okay, so before launching into the case study, I just thought it would be useful to briefly talk about the overall IMS data protection compliance programme so that you can sort of think about this when I'm talking about the case study. This is the context in which this case study is being run. So we have a network of data protection point of contact in each European country. These are the people on the ground that will tell us when issues are coming up. If they've got problems, they'll know to come to me or to Barbara, and they are the local people that will liaise with local council if that is required on a project. We are going to be rolling that out on a more global basis very shortly, so the idea being that across the whole global IMS, we will have a data protection point of contact within the business, embedded within the business, within each of our geographical locations. We have a very well-established data protection audit methodology, and those of you who know my colleague David Trower, and I don't think David's in the audience at the moment, but David did a lot of work on developing this audit methodology, and it's something that we've kept going and we've grown and enhanced upon it, and we choose a few IMS entities each year within Europe, and we carry out data protection audits in relation to those entities. We have binding corporate rules. Now, many people may not know that IMS has binding corporate rules. It's not something that we've publicised to a great extent, but we did receive our binding corporate rules approval back in May of last year. We have mandatory data protection training. So this is training that's online. It's required to be undertaken by all new starters to the organisation, not just employees, also contractors. And I think that's quite important because contractors often do form quite a large part of the people who are accessing your data, and it is important to make sure that when you are applying training, you're not missing out a whole chunk of people who may also be having access to your very important data sets. So this training has to be completed within a certain amount of time of the individuals joining the organisation, and a certain score has to be reached in order for the person to have successfully passed that training.